In this episode, we'll show you how we installed these two sinks temporarily so that we could run the PVC drains for them. In case you're new here, my name is Dan and I love to DIY things. I learned a lot of the skills that I'm using on this trailer when I worked as an engineer on ships for about 10 years. And now my mom and I have been working together on this trailer for about the last year and a half, and we can't wait to get it done. So let's get into installing these pipes. The original counter in here was about 23.5 inches deep, 36 inches tall, and this one will be about 52.5 inches wide. I'm using the same OSB I used as the subfloor templates to make this mock-up of the kitchen counter. And this stuff was heavy, so it was a bit hard to maneuver on the table saw. Once I cut all the pieces, it was just a matter of assembling them with a few screws in the trailer. And I put a couple pieces in the back corners to help reinforce those long legs. And now it's time to figure out where on this counter to place the kitchen sink. This says it's a cutout template, so I assume it's just the perimeter. In the end, we decided to put it to the far right next to the bathroom wall to minimize the length of the plumbing, and also so that the plumbing doesn't interfere with the storage space below. That's not much of a lip. You can see the lip of the sink is just a little bit beyond the edge of the template. Once I trace the template, I'm ready to cut it out with the jigsaw. In this case, decided to abandon that and go with the circular saw. And I have to finish the cuts in each corner using a handsaw. This is one of those workstation sinks, so it has a lot of accessories here, and I'm just unwrapping it so I can drop it down in the hole. That looks so good. This was about the smallest bathroom sink we could find. And here my housemate Eddie is helping me mark where I need to drill some holes for the mounting hardware. My mom and I had placed this piece of wood in the wall just for mounting the sink, and so here I am putting in the hardware. I tried to mount the sink like that, but the bolts were so long that it was starting to hit the curve of the bowl, and so I knew I needed to have a spacer behind the sink. Something that would be the thickness of a typical piece of drywall. And here's another exciting glimpse of what this could eventually look like. But as you can see, the bathroom sink is a bit lower than the kitchen sink, so we've decided to take this down, move that piece of wood, and remount the sink a bit higher. To make sure that piece of wood is level, I cut a piece of plywood to the exact height we wanted that wood at, so I can make it even on both sides. And there it is, matching the height of the kitchen counter a lot better. Here's the drain piece that came with the kitchen sink, and it secures with essentially this giant nut. And here's a straight drain piece I had to buy at the hardware store. That in turn will connect to this P-trap. And the P-traps go together with these tapered red O-rings and these slip joint nuts, as they're called. And to join these metal pipes to the PVC drain pipes, you can use one of these heavy-duty trap adapters. So it makes a compression joint with the metal, and the other side will be glued to the PVC drain pipe. I was really happy about finding this at the hardware store. It's a little vent that allows you to eliminate the vent pipe that would normally go up through the roof of the trailer to allow air and water to more easily move through the drain pipes. This DFU here stands for drainage fixture units, and it means how many sinks and tubs and showers worth of drainage this air vent can handle. To give you a sense of scale, this kitchen sink is supposedly 2 DFUs. And a bathroom with the sink and the toilet and the shower could be around 6 DFUs. So we have plenty of capacity with this air vent. So it would be the most simple to have this go directly off to the right and join the bathroom sink. But of course, this takes a lot of valuable room from storage. So we want to instead turn it so it goes back like this. So we need to get the straight pipe here to make a bit more room, and we can cut it as high as this. I like to use masking tape to help guide my cut on a pipe, and I know if the tape doesn't overlap itself perfectly, I haven't laid the tape straight onto the pipe. A vise would be preferable here, but my mom was brave enough to help. And after cutting it, it's best to deburr it with a file. Here's that shortened pipe in position. And here I'm trying to figure out how much of this horizontal pipe I have to cut off to make this fit. Using a miter saw, we cut a short piece of 1.5 inch PVC to put together with the adapter to the metal pipes and a 90-degree elbow.
It's in all
Is
the
it?
way.
But actually I couldn't get this undone without damaging the smaller pipe, so I'm not sure the best way to do a test fit when you're using such small pieces.
There we go.
But here are the first few pieces in position.
Oh yeah!
I really recommend wearing a mask while cutting this PVC with a miter saw because it really seemed to be particleized and I didn't want to be breathing that stuff in. Here are the pieces coming together for the drain vent.
Yeah. Perfect.
In order to get the pipe through, I need to get a little corner out of this OSB.
Okay, that's like, yeah, 3.5.
And to make it into the stud wall, we're using 2 of these 45-degree angles. We didn't want an ugly P-trap underneath this bathroom sink, so we got this beautiful bottle trap. The sink came with this faucet and drain pipe, but unfortunately I soon discovered that the drain pipe and the bottle trap do not have compatible pipe sizes.
I knew that's too big.
So I bought this drain from the hardware store, which has a larger diameter pipe. Since I don't want even this beautiful bottle trap to be sticking down this far, I'm cutting quite a bit off this drain pipe. We won't have this piece of plywood here in the end, but in the meantime we do need to drill a hole through it to put in the drain pipe. And here's a 1¼ inch right angle, but I'll later find out I need to use the 1½ inch pipe fittings. You'll see why. The bathroom and kitchen sinks will join together into one drain line at a T, and so I need to drill a hole through the stud to get the pipe through. With that in place, I can figure out how long to make the vertical sections of pipe here. Drilling through the stud and the floor felt like a really big step, and I had to remove the wood from the stud before I could drill down the rest of the way through the subfloor.
18 inches.
And here we have the test fit of the kitchen and bathroom sink drain pipes. To glue up these pipes, I got the primer and all-purpose cement. I had some of this from a long time ago, but it was too gloopy, and when it's like this, you can't use it. To glue your PVC pipes together, start off by chamfering the ends of your pipe. This just means putting a slight angle around the edge so that it can fit in nicely. Next, apply the primer to your fitting, then to the end of the pipe, and then again in the fitting.
Wow, that's stinky. Wow.
Make sure to shake your cement before you use it, and then apply it to the pipe, apply it to the fitting, and then a second layer to the pipe. Then press your pipe into the fitting with a 1/4 turn motion, which I forgot to do here, and hold it for 30 seconds. I wiped off this extra cement because it said that that can create some weak spots, and I realized I should be wearing some gloves. Here you can see the rest of the pipes going together, and you can see I'm doing that 1/4 turn motion when pushing the pipe into the fitting. And on these two fittings, you can see that if you don't hold it together well, it wants to pop right back off. And the only thing that makes this not so satisfying to me is having that extra purple color everywhere. And there's the main section of drain pipe from the kitchen sink. This rubbery piece here is how the bottle trap will connect to the PVC for the bathroom sink, and I realized this doesn't fit in the 1¼ inch pipe fittings, so I had to change this out for the 1½ inch fittings. So unfortunately that meant I had to buy 2 new fittings and some more pipe at the store. But overall, that's not so bad.
So I had to replace this one with this one.
The section of pipe that was longer than the gap between the studs took a little bit of convincing to get in. Then it was a matter of priming and cementing these last few joints. To drill a bigger hole here, I first attached a thin piece of plywood to help guide the hole saw through the thicker plywood behind it. And now it'll fit the 1½ inch fitting. And here's the last joint to prime and cement together. I've just been eyeballing the slope of this horizontal pipe. I will need to put something in the corner to help hold it up, but I did read you should have a 1/4 inch of drop for every 1 foot of horizontal run for pipes that are 2½ inches or less in diameter. Before we got too excited, we thought we should do a quick test, and so we poured some water down each drain and saw that at least for this volume of water, there were no leaks. It feels so good to have this part of the drain system done, but we still have to do the drain for the shower and for the toilet, but we'll be joining those up much later. Overall, this part of the project ended up costing about $530. About $230 of that was for all the PVC pipe fittings and drain fittings, and the other $300 was for the kitchen and bathroom sink. And overall, my mom and I spent about 12 hours installing all this. If you like videos like this, check out this one here where we install the electrical system in our trailer.